You gotta pump your head up like you.
But you know they don't say hello, right? So they look, and then they snitch afterwards. They look, they don't say shit. They look, they book you, and then they just.
That's high.
So that 100%. Again, that taught me a lot. It taught me how they move, and one of the things I learned about how they move is they don't go after you physically.
No, they're not.
They go after your pocketbook later, 2 months afterwards, and they'll tell your manager and say, "Hey, I think you should check in with this, or I think you should fire this." Luckily, that never happened because by the time
you were all back in school,
exactly. By the time it started to get a little hectic,
you were already looking out.
Hey, I'll see y'all later. Thanks
I'm
for the
out.
money.
Peace. Thanks for the run. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks for the money. I done watched like 4 trilogies. Thank you for the Lucci, but I'm out of here. I gotta get my
education. I just wasn't built for shift work, man. Like, honestly, 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. is a rough shift
to do, man. I worked for FedEx. I was working overnights. That
overnight shift is freaking like you don't know what to eat.
Nope.
You have no idea what to eat.
No, because your body is confused.
Your body is mad confused. So you think,
pizza, really.
Well, here's the thing: if you go eat the pizza, then by the time 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock happens, then you're nauseous, or you're having diarrhea, or whatever. Like it's just not a situation. Or you get tired because you're having like the pizza.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't want to do that. So I would go with like mad fruit. I just go with a lot of fruit.
That's smart.
Cantaloupe, like melons, like pears, apples. I would just go with the whole thing of fruit.
And you were prepared.
I got so lean.
I bet.
Were you D's at that time? Were you D's at that time, or you were still?
I wasn't large. So that I was like 18, right? So I was maybe like 160 pounds at the time.
Yeah, you're still growing.
Right,
yeah.
And I got super lean during that time because and the other thing I would do, the other trick is I drink a lot of water, so I had to wake up to piss.
Of course. Yeah.
I had to get up.
Yeah. And then by the time you finish your shift, you go home, you're sleeping until what, like 4 o'clock the next afternoon?
Not even. I would go straight to my girlfriend's place.
Okay.
At the time, that was like the first summer that we were together. So
we were just excited.
You were getting home like, yo, baby,
you gonna fuck me.
Well, remember,
wake up.
18. We didn't have that, right? Yeah. So like, I would get off at like,
because she probably lives at home with mom and dad.
Lives at home, right?
You can't just walk up.
You can't just do that. So and the other thing too is she was she is a different race, right?
Oh, real quick, is that the same?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, nigga. This nigga's real, God.
So for y'all, for everybody, I'm 27 now, and I've been with her since 18.
9 years.
Yeah, we're engaged to be married. But
damn,
you know the thing, when we started that summer, and she was doing 3 to 8, so she was doing 3 p.m. No, she was doing 3 to 11.
Okay.
It was 8 hours, so she would do 3 p.m. to 11 Monday to Friday.
Right.
And then she'd be free on the weekends.
Yeah.
I would do 12 to 12. Right, and then I would take the bus and the train, head over to her place, see her, and then I would go back to my parents' place, and then sleep. This whole thing took a lot of time.
Of course, all your time.
This is before Uber.
Yeah,
this is way before Uber.
Transit. This is just straight transit.
Transit,
and Viva did not exist.
Nope. I had the GTA pass and all that.
The Go bus was like a privilege.
Yeah.
If I remember back in 2005, I took a Go bus one time to Canada's Wonderland, and I thought I was balling because I paid $6.25 from Yorkdale Mall, and I was sitting on a coach bus, and I was like, "What? I got all these
big
seats?
Boy seats. Look how high up I am off the ground. Up here.
Yes.
And once upon a time, taking a Go bus used to be a luxury. Now it's just like it's
a
like,
bus, bro.
It's a bus.
It's a bus.
Like Presto, snap.
Yeah. I do like the Go bus though.
Yeah, no, the Go bus was definitely better, but I wasn't using that. I was using TTC, and it was like I said, man, it was a mission to get to her place. But every single day I would see her. We saw each other every single day.
Where'd you guys meet?
We met at school.
Dope.
I met her the first day of university.
You met her in university?
I met her the first day at Ryerson.
Same program?
So I was going. So the way do you remember? So you remember the library building?
I remember the library.
Okay.
Orientation.
So you remember how they had those cross stairs?
Yep.
So one stair, like
you go up and the other's going down.
One going down in the opposite direction.
Exactly.
So I saw her going up the stairs, and it was September, right?
You had that. You had that moment,
and you just heard the music.
Well, here's the thing: she was wearing these white pinstripe shorts.
Jesus
she was going
Christ.
up the stairs.
And you said, God damn.
You saw her ass.
You remember when I was telling you about high school, and you get to high school the first time, and you're like, wow, these girls are really... But by the end of it, you're kind of like used to it, right? I had that whole experience all over again when I got to university.
And this time you said, I ain't staying quiet.
I'm a man now.
No, I was not quiet. So she went up the stairs. Yeah. I was going down, and then I saw her, and it was like, wow.
You said something right then and there?
No, she was. Remember, so do you remember how the stairs are?
Yeah. There's no time to talk because it goes pretty quick. It's not like Eaton Center. Staircase. Yeah. It's going like
right.
Got you. Okay.
Like it's crossways. Right? So you see her, like you literally see her going in the opposite direction and up.
Got you.
And here's the problem.
Stop. Hey, baby.
No. The worst thing about it is that escalator is always packed. So you can't run down the escalator and try to catch up. Right. You literally have to go like, oh shit, excuse me, run up and then go down the other one to catch anybody you're trying to talk to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was the thing, right? And so, I saw her, couldn't say anything, and I was just struck by how
in love,
just rattled.
Yeah, I was just rattled. Like I just never saw anybody.
You weren't good until something happened.
I just never saw anybody that looked like that before. Wow. Like I never saw anybody that it was just weird. So I never saw anybody that looked like that before, and I was like, okay, I guess that's just what it is. Maybe she's about to graduate or something. I don't know.
Do exist.
Well, here's the thing. I get back to the way that Ryerson was situated is you had the business school on one end of the campus, right? And the business school was by like what Young and Dundas, by like Bay and Dundas. It was like on the other side, right?
Yeah, and I remember the majority of my classes was they called it Kerr Hall West,
right?
And then if you went north, that was like the business school on the other side.
Right. Yeah. So you had like Kerr Hall, right?
Yeah, I was always in Kerr Hall.
By the time I got there, they moved the business school over to Bay and Dundas.
Because they built the new building.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would go there. I went there to kind of like start studying. Yeah. University. I'm trying to get on this thing, so I kept classes, whatever. Yeah. And I saw her, and I was like, "Oh shit,
you here?
Out here too?
You in the same school?
Yeah.
You're in the same program? Like I thought, maybe she just has a class here.
Yeah.
But then she was in all the same types of classes that I was in. She was in never one. Like we never had a class together.
Yeah.
And so I would see her. I didn't say anything. December comes around, and one of my friends, his name is Fiso. He's an African guy.
Yeah. Fiso.
Where could he be
Fiso.
Come on.
So Fiso was like, you know what?
This nigga's the first African ever, bro. Fiso. Shit.
With a name like Fiso, he better be.
Fiso. Shit.
Like, what was his dad thinking? I'm going to name my son Fiso.
His name was Safiso.
Oh, my God.
Safiso. But we call him Fiso.
Fiso was good enough.
Damn.
But that's so Fiso.
Safiso. Yeah, man. So he was like,
Was he the bridge between you and her?
Well, here's the thing. He had her in classes.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And they had like a platonic
relationship.
It was
cool.
Like, they were cool. Like they knew each other.
Yeah.
They hailed each other up. Whatever. He didn't know her from before, and so he was like, "I'm gonna go study." We had exams. Mm-hmm. He's like, "All right, let's study econ, which is like economics. Let's study econ back at school. I'm gonna walk up." Because we had an exam before. Let's walk through the path to get back to school. And I was like, "What the fuck is the path?" So that I was like, "Okay, cool. Let's do this path thing, right?" So he told me, he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna meet with one of my friends, and then we're gonna go up together."
And you was like, "All right, whatever."
I was like, "Cool, that makes sense."
Probably thought it was a guy.
Yeah. By this point, it was like it was just like whatever, right? Like I got an econ exam tomorrow.
I gotta study. Let's just go. You gotta bring your mama. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we were waiting, and then she came.
Just walking down like an angel.
Right, and she...
right.
Damn. So she was wearing like a white... I remember exactly what she was wearing.
Oh, my God.
She was wearing a white T-shirt, and she's well endowed, right? So she came...
Damn!
Yeah, so like she had a white T-shirt.
For those that don't know, that means she got big titties.
Cleavage out.
I'm just saying, that's what that means, though.
She was showing...
That's what that means.
She was well endowed. She was definitely well endowed, and she was... she had her jacket open. And it was the middle of wintertime, so everybody's wearing black and stuff, and it was just like,
white, just titties,
right? And she, and like even now when I talk
this
to
guy
her,
saw an angel.
Yeah.
When she comments on the time, she's like, "Yeah, I came and you were just staring at me." I was like, "I didn't think so." I was trying.
Yeah.
You came wearing all white. Everybody's dressed in black,
and you just got some titties out.
So we walked up, and like we're talking, right? We're just passing comments back and forth. This is the first time I'm actually having a conversation with her.
Right. You've seen her over the course of several weeks.
Yes, several months by this point.
Oh, months. Okay,
yeah. Because I saw her back in September. December.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. Exam period. Right. Finals are happening, and so we walk up. We walk up through the path. Yeah. From Union all the way up to it's Bay Nunes, right? Like where we are, right? And we sat down. We started studying, and.
Well, she started.
I was watching it. And I was like, and it got to the point where I was like, I gotta leave. Like, I have an exam.
I need to study. I can't
do this.
I can't do this. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I left. I left them. We added each other on Facebook.
It was over.
And then here's the thing. I don't know if it was. I don't know what
happened.
But the next semester, we had like 3 of 5 classes together.
It was over after that.
And you did the rest.
And Matt sealed the deal. Yeah.
So okay. It was so weird. Like literally, we did not see each other at all. We had none of the same classes, different professors, different times. The next semester, like just damn near every single class we had together. And then by the time the end, like that semester was over, we were an item, and that was it.
That was it.
That's what's up.
So once it took one semester, and this is the woman you're gonna marry.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Do you?
And you know the thing? That's fine. You know the thing. One of the things I was thinking about is when I was thinking about doing this podcast, I was thinking to myself, it's gonna be really good because I want the young people in my life. Mm-hmm. So I want my nephew who's 6 years old now. One is 3. I want whoever my children are gonna be. Yeah. I want them to be able to hear their uncle, their father, when I would have been a peer. Right? That's something that we don't get.
You don't think about that.
Right? Like, think about, like, hearing your father when he was your age. Yeah. Like, what he would have said, what he would have been going through, how he would have, like, what his perspective on the world was. Right. And I was thinking to myself, you know, like, I want to do this for that. Right. That's the main reason. I really want them to, like, hear
it and
what was going
on.
Hear my voice, know how I sounded, know my thoughts, know how I was
feelings.
Right, and then see how I've changed. Right. And one thing I want them to understand is that we started going out in April. Mm-hmm. That will forever be our anniversary. Absolutely. Right? And by May, it was done. Like
you knew.
Yeah, by May, I was already saying, like, we were already saying, like, we love each other. We were an item. I like, it was it. That was it. Yep. And for me, she was as close to perfection as I could have gotten.
Sounds like he's talking about KoJo right there. That's the way he's.
And you know what's funny? To go into that. So, you know, obviously, you know, I've had relationships in my life, blah, blah, blah. And the girl that I'm with now is exactly that.
Yeah, I mean,
like, exactly that.
It's just a feel, and it wasn't just a feeling. It was like she not
There's
only,
a certainty to it.
Yeah, it's just a certainty, and she pushes me. Yeah. Like, I remember having a conversation with her, and she asked me, you know, how much money do you want to make? Like, when you finish university, how much money do you want to make? Yeah. And I said something like, I didn't have a concept of money. Yeah. I was thinking to myself, in order to live the type of life that my parents lived, I think I would need something like 70,000. Yeah. And she was like, "That's it."
Best.
And she's well, like, she's smart. Mm-hmm. She's much smarter than I am. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "That's it." Nuts. Like, that's not a lot of money. And the thing that was crazy about it is that she's coming from a financial situation where she didn't come from the suburbs. Mm-hmm. You know, her parents couldn't afford to live in the suburbs, but she still had a very clear idea of where she wanted to go, and
how she would get there.
Just kind of like soaked it up and understood. You know, she has a very clear path, and I want that. Yeah. Like, that vision.
I want to have that same attitude.
Like, I actually want that. Yeah. And so when it came to it, I was like, we are on the same page. Yeah. And we've been on the same page. Yeah. For 9 years, we've been on the same page.
You matched her ambition.
I don't even know. Did I match it?
So what?
I don't think I can ever match her ambition, but I can definitely support her as she makes strides towards her ultimate goal.
Right.
And she's always been very supportive of me.
Yeah.
And so, even from the beginning, from the first year, and she's always been very supportive of me. And so it really